Alright, so this video is just going to be giving some generalized theories and pretty much confirmed information about what on earth is happening with the new B&M sets. Now, if this information you can already gather yourself and know, then fine, skip the video, but for those who are wondering, it's like, how come these sets are still not, in the stores? I mean, you've seen YouTubers and that do reviews of their early copies of them over a month ago. Why are they still not here? And, well, the reason for that is generally it's because of driver shortages. And because of that, there's delays in everything at the minute. I mean, for example, I was struggling to get even a shirt at Primark. Primark was struggling to get shirts in. Like, not just in my size, but any in. Weatherspoons have been struggling to get food in, because they're normally out of half the stuff most of the time. In fact, I even went to Bella Italia the other day, and they were out of half the menu. And if you notice in other stores, in any supermarkets, for example, I went to Morrison's the other day, they've got shortages. So basically, because of the driver shortages, that means that things are basically taking longer to arrive, and it means that the quantities are smaller. That's also probably, I'm theorizing one of two things about the current sex. That may be why it's so difficult to basically track down and find any of the Dalek sets from the previous wave that came out in October. But regardless of that, I reckon these probably are going to come out soon because, they're going to want to get them out before Christmas. Now, something I will like to mention is that Aldebaran has asked people to stop messaging character on what is happening with the B&M sex, because Aldebaran says it's got nothing to do with them, it's up to B&M, which is a complete load of bollocks. That's like saying, oh, if, I buy something off Amazon, then it's my responsibility to get it delivered, not Amazon's responsibility to get it delivered. So yeah, until character deliver it from they're manufacturing it obviously in warehouses in China. Until it gets delivered to a B&M basically warehouse. That stage is character's responsibility, not B&M's. It's B&M's responsibility when they receive it, in their warehouses. Then it's their responsibility to obviously, deliver it and distribute it through their various stores. That's when it's B&M's responsibility. But until then, it's still character's responsibility. So yeah, and Aldor could probably easily give an update, on when they're going to be delivered to the warehouse, or find out some information, just like roughly how long it will take. But yeah, so also of the delays, I mean, basically the sets that came out in October were meant to come out in August/September time, and these sets were meant to come out when the October ones came out. So yeah, it's unfortunate that it is unfortunate. So what can I say about it? Well, basically, you can obviously check your B&M every single day. I would say that's a bit pointless because that's what I used to do. What I would recommend you doing is going into your B&M and asking for the direct line to the store, which is what I have to my local B&M store. I don't have it for any of the others, just the one, because if you call up the general number for the store, you'll just get an answering machine just saying, oh, unfortunately you cannot, call the store anymore. So yeah, it'll just give you the opening times and then it'll just hang up. But if you have the direct line to the store, you can actually get through to the staff and ask them. Another thing I would do is basically, obviously, check social media to no end. Because as soon as someone generally finds one, they generally, they post it on Twitter or on Facebook or whatever. And generally, when one store has them, it means generally all the other stores, at least in that area, will have them because they'll all be using the same warehouse. So there's a tip there. And generally, if you don't want to chance it, you've got to go and get them. You've got to go. Now I know that's not always possible. Depending on your circumstances, you may be at work, school, college, or whatever. So obviously that's not always possible. But if you find out they're out on a certain day, generally you've got to go out on that day. And it's also a good idea to try and find out delivery days as well. Now, my B&M, generally I know when they get deliveries. For example, they normally get deliveries on a Monday, a Thursday, Saturday / Sunday, generally. Sometimes on a Wednesday. Their delivery schedule is a bit hectic at the minute. Generally, a lot of them are a bit hectic, generally because there's such a shortage in drivers. Also, another reason for their delay is because obviously B&M is struggling to, restock things. I mean, all places are at the minute. And I know it's sad for us to admit and say, but, Doctor Who figures and that, they are not going to be the high demand item for B&M. Like, for example, stuff like bloody toilet rolls and all the juice and pop crisps and stuff like that. Any food items, they'll be taking priority, and B&M Sex will be taking more of a back seat, and especially compared to all the other stuff as well. So that is another reason for that. But as I say, it's just got a thing where you just got to keep your eyes open. But yeah, generally it is obviously for those who didn't know, it is the driver shortage. That is why they're taking so long. That's why, basically. And I know a lot of people are gonna go, "Oh, I already knew this." Blah 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 blah. Just like, great. I said at the beginning, because some people will probably have already come to that conclusion. But yeah, generally, the reason for this is because of basically driver shortages and everything like that. So yeah, but there you go.